Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to CY Fashion and Craft. So in today's tutorial we'll be making men fela cap. This cap they called Yoruba fela cap, usually worn by Yoruba men. So we'll be making the tutorial today. So if it's something you would want to learn how to make it, please stay tuned. Okay, so this to make about 23 pieces of this men's cap. So I'll be using one of them to illustrate or to DIY for you to also make your own. Okay, so first I have, if you want to make this cap, you have like 1 pieces of ashoke. 1 pieces is enough. Okay, so we'll be cutting out the pattern. There is a pattern for it. You don't just cut it straight like that. So first you need your ashoke, your scissors, and your tape rule. Okay, like in a slanted manner, I'm going to be marking out 9 inches. Just the way I slanted my tape rule, you mark out 9 inches. Okay, and you draw a straight line. So I'm going to be drawing it bold so that you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so you slant your tape, you don't place it straight, you slant it and measure out 9 inches. Okay, so after that, from the place that I marked my chalk started, I'm going to be marking 13 inches. Okay, I'm going to be marking 13 inches down. Then I also repeat the same thing the upward, starting from the place my chalk is. I'm going to mark 13 inches upward and 13 inches downward. Okay, after that I'm going to also slant it, draw a straight line, that is in a slanted manner. Okay, so after that we are going to be needing 3 pieces of this pattern that we are drawing. So after that, I'm also going to measure 13 inches again from where the line started, or from the last line that we draw. So I'm going to measure 13 inches again. I'm going to do it downward and also do it upward. I'm also going to be drawing the straight line in a slanted manner again, following the line that I marked. So we are going to be drawing one more of it. 13 inches upward and 13 inches downward. So I'll also do the same thing that I did on the other ones. So I'm going to be cutting it out the way we draw the lines. So this one we don't need it, and so the next thing we'll be doing, we'll be joining these 3 pieces together. Okay, and this is how we are going to be joining it. So the joining aspect, you can either overlap it and join it, or you join it the way I want to do mine. Okay, so I'll flip it over like that and sew it straight. So after sewing, I'm going to top stitch it. I also do the same thing with the other one. Okay, So guys, you can also check out other of our tutorials on our channel. I trust and I believe you are going to find them very interesting. Just go through our channel and watch other video tutorials that I upload. Okay, so let's continue with the work we are doing. So I've joined it. The next thing, I'm going to be top stitching it. See the way I'm touching, you are going to be top stitching it like that to flatten the ashoke. So sorry guys, the video might be long because I want you guys to capture everything that I'm doing. Okay, so after that I also repeat the same thing that I did on the previous one. So I'm done joining it. So I'm going to be joining it to close it up. Okay, just watch what I'm doing, you understand it. Let me do that again. You take one of the angled side or the edge and you place it to the other side. Then I will take it to the sewing machine and I will stitch it down. Straight sewing, okay? Alright, I'm done sewing it. You're also going to be top stitching it later, okay? So before then, I'm going to be slitting it open. I'm going to be cutting it. Cut it straight. So after I'm done cutting it, I'm going to take it back and stitch and top stitch the last joining that we did. So after that, I got 25.5 inches, the length 25.5 inches. You can either get 26 inches or you get 25.5 inches, which is enough for our head circumference. Okay, all right, I've stop stitched it at the wrong side of the ashoke. We are going to be ironing in a collar gum stay, the strong one, not the soft one, please. The strong collar gum stay, we are going to be ironing it on it. You can see this one is the strong one. Okay, so I cut about 3 inches width. The width is 3 inches while the length is the same thing with the head circumference I'm working with. The head circumference I'm working with is 23 inches plus joining allowance, which will be having about 24 or 25 inches. So I'm going to be ironing this gum stay to the wrong side of the ashoke, but before then I'm going to be measuring 1 inch. That's where the gum stay will be starting from. The collar gum stay, sorry. So I'll place it in that direction and I'll use my pressing iron and iron it down. So I'm going to be trimming off the ashoke for the line to be straight. So guys, I will go and iron it and I will come back and show us. Alright, I'm done ironing it. The next thing, we are going to be inserting our lining. I also cut out the same size of lining with the ashoke that we are working with. So I'm going to be putting it at the right side of the ashoke this way, so that after sewing we are going to flip it over to the right side. So with half an inch, I'm not sewing direct where the collar gum stay started. I'm going to mark half an inch. Okay, so I'm going to sew from the half an inch that I marked. So guys, I don't want the video to be too long, so I fastened it a bit. Okay, so you can see after sewing I flipped the lining over to the right side, oh sorry, to the wrong side, and I'm going to be top stitching on top, so that to prevent when the person wear the cap, the lining will be coming out. Okay, so that's why I'm top stitching it, so that it will stay in place. Make sure you pull your lining backward very well before you top stitch. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to be removing the lining, and there is this design that is normally on top of this cap, like sewing. You can take it to embroidery. People that do embroidery, they will do design. You can design anything you want on this place, but I'm going to be sewing a straight sewing in 4 or 5 lines. Okay, so that is the design I will be giving to the cap on top of the collar gum stay. Please, I'm sewing it on top of the collar gum stay, about 5 lines. That's what I'm going to be sewing straight. So I'm done sewing the lines, and the next thing we are going to be closing. Okay, sorry, we are going to be, just watch what I'm doing. I folded the ashoke to the place that the collar gum stay ended, and I'm also going to be top stitching on top of it. All right, I've top stitched it, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be trimming off the excess lining. After that, I will open it up and fold it into two. So now we are going to be measuring out the hair circumference that we are working with. Remember, I said the hair circumference I'm working with is 23 inches, and 23 inches divided by 2 will give us 11.5. So I'll mark my 11.5 straight down to the lining part. So after that, I will take it to the sewing machine and I will sew it straight. So I'm done sewing it. The next thing, we are going to be opening up the place that we sewed, and I'm going to take it to the ironing table and iron it so that it will flatten up. So as you can see, I've ironed it, so I'm going to be using the lining to cover up the cap. So you can see how neat it is looking. Okay, so next we are going to be cutting out the cover, that is the upside. So we'll get the remaining ashoke and we'll cut out the cover of the cap. So I measured 10 inches, so and I'm going to be cutting another 10 inches. That is, we need two pieces of 10 inches. Okay, so we are going to be joining it together. We are going to be joining it together this way. So I've joined it and I also top stitch it as well. So you can either use your main cap to measure out the round shape, but in my own case I use the cover of coastal rubber to draw out a circle. Okay, which is how I made the remaining ones and it worked for me. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting out the lining as well. After cutting the lining, I went ahead and stitched the circle round with the lining so that it won't move when I'm pinning it to the main cap. So I sewed it round. So after I'm done sewing it, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be folding it into two to get the middle point. I also repeat the same thing on the cap, on the body of the cap, and I'm going to be matching the marked places together. So I'm going to pin it round, then take it to the sewing machine and I will sew it. So guys, that is all for today's tutorial. If you find this video helpful, please kindly subscribe, share this video, give this video a thumbs up. You share it so that someone else that is looking for a tutorial like this will be able to benefit from it. Okay, so thank you so much. You can also take it to the people that is doing weaving to weave the inside for you, okay, to make it neat, which I'm going to do after the video. So thank you so much guys for watching. Till next time when I come your way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. God bless you.